America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.
But I like Spady. I like the way he talks. I like his policies. I mean, I really think Spady has a chance. And personally, I would like to see Spady win.
Freedom ain't cheap, gotta hold tight. In Jersey Shore, we'll win this fight. No more tears, just righteous pride. In the streets, our spirits reside.
Started happening, but I mean, Canada's going to regret it anyway. But
I heard that the new guy is a World Economic Forum guy.
Yeah, he is. But he's already talking about pushing, in the trade with China and European countries, and how we don't need the United States. Now, again, it's not going to happen. He's going to need the United States. We know that. But it was his inauguration. That's what they call it there for their prime minister. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just don't think it needs to go that way. And about boxing China with these tariffs, yes, 100%. China is been ripping us off for a long time, but going after China as hard as he is now, without, like I said before, cornering them, boxing them out on four sides. China does have some outs because they don't care about their people.
They don't. It's all, second-class citizens out there, man. I mean, it's a shame. That's why a lot of them, wind up coming out here. Like Lily Tang Williams. I don't know if you ever heard her speak, but she'll tell you all the stories and things like that happened out there. Yeah. And she was very, very afraid that was coming here. So, look, I understand it's tough right now with the tariffs and things like that. I believe that Trump has a plan. I'm not privy to what his plan is, but I believe that he has a plan. And, it's going to work out in the end. Because listen, it's funny. The Democrats right now, you just said it, they all like to say, oh, you voted for this, right? This is what you voted for. It's like, well, yes, I did. Because the simple fact is that if we didn't vote for Trump, Kamala Harris would be the president right now. Okay? And if Kamala Harris was the president right now, it'd be worse than the last 4 years. It would just keep tanking right off the cliff.
Oh, there's no question. I'm not questioning my vote on Trump. Never will. Never have. I'm just looking at it on both sides. Everything he's done right now has been perfectly aligned with what he campaigned on, what he was elected for. But the tariffs, I just hope that there's an off-ramp, coming soon, especially because it's going to hurt small businesses. And it's going to affect the trade coming up, when you have back to school, you have Halloween, even as far as the Christmas. That's how long the line goes back. Because a lot of bigger companies did is they stocked up before these tariffs hit. So there is going to be a dip, and we always knew that. We always knew it was going to, the night is darkest right before the dawn. But I'm just hoping that the offering comes soon, because if China, like I said, they don't care about their people, and they can hold out for a little bit longer. And then if they really feel threatened 100%, if they put a blockade on Taiwan, makes 90% of the world's semiconductors. And they can have a global economic shutdown by blockade. Now we'll start a war at some point, probably. There's I don't know. But we need to have them boxed in on all sides before going after them like this. Because, I mean, Trump has already done it. He already has, well, I think over $5 trillion of companies that are going to invest in the United States now. And one of them is NVIDIA, making the chips, but they still have to build the factory. It's not even built yet.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, but we're already seeing this in the car manufacturing, right? We said the other day we saw Honda, now we saw Hyundai right after. Well, today they just announced Mercedes is going to be coming here and building cars as well. And BMW is apparently looking to get involved stateside as well. So we're seeing companies come back. You know what I mean? It'll take some time to get everything going and understood, right? It's not going to be a quick fix. We've allowed ourselves to get in this position over the past, 20 at least years.
No.
You know what I mean? If not further than that. I mean, if we had proper leadership throughout that whole time, maybe we wouldn't be in such a dire situation right now. And unfortunately, you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and deal with it as best you can. Now, your favorite guy, Stephen Miller, also just promised that the largest tax cut in history is coming. Let's see. It is geared towards relief for small businesses that are right here in America. So, I mean, they're trying to do different things.
Well, that's what I was hoping. That's what, with the 300 and some billion that they saved already from Doge.
Mm-hmm.
Take some of that, subsidize the small businesses, keep them afloat till this is over. I mean, be honest with you, my main concern is November.
Yeah.
Your election, gubernatorial race, all that. Now, I know we're the only state, maybe there might be one more, but I think we're the only state running for the gubernatorial election this year.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe one more or something like that, but there's...
Virginia, I think, is having a governor race as well.
Maybe that's the other one, but there's not many at all. So it's not really going to affect anything, but he has time until the midterms because he can't lose the House or the Senate. So he has time to get everything built up, but that's, you're looking at 26.
I just saw a liberal article, I forget where it was earlier today, but it said, I think that Virginia and New Jersey are both going to, go back to being Democratic leadership. And it's like, look, New Jersey right now is geared for a switch red.
I hope so. Well,
we got Scott Pressler here working, man. It's geared for a red switch. People are tired. We can't continue this way. I'll tell you what, if we elect another Democratic governor, we're going to be taxed out. We're not going to be able to afford to live here anymore.
Well, honestly, it's not up to you or I.
Well, you're not wrong. It's up to you, the voters.
We know where we're going with it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's up to you guys to get out there and vote. And, and get involved as well. Get on your committees. Get involved with things. And that's the way you build it from bottom up.
We need more young people. I'm going to continue to say it every single show. We need more young people to come out here and get involved in this.
So, yes, we do. Absolutely.
You will be the leaders that are next up. You need to step up and start getting ready for it.
Yeah, people want to see that, too. They like to see younger people step up. I mean, you have a lot of young Republican clubs in college around here. Like Rowan has a good one. I know Rutgers does, too. It looks like we have a caller. Caller, you are live on the air. What's your name? Where you from?
Yeah, my name is Rob. I'm from Clayton, Jersey, and I was curious to hear what you guys feel about the candidates for governor. I'm not really versed in where they all stand, and I was just wondering. It sounds like you guys have been on top of this. I was hoping that you could shed some light on the Republican governors that are run, or Republican candidates who are running for government.
Oh, sure. I mean, you want to take this one first? No.
Well, I'd say, man, we have a lot of them running. I think right now there was 11 that started. I believe we're down to 5, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that are in play, it's Chitterelli and Spady, and then you do have Justin Barbera and you have Bramnick that are still, they're in it, but so you basically have 4, but there's 2 top contenders, which is Bill Spady and Jack Chitterelli. Now, we were talking about Justin Barbera earlier. He's a great guy and everything. I know him personally, but he doesn't have the platform for it yet. But he is going to make a big splash in this election, even though I don't believe he's going to win. I do, in my opinion, I'm going with Spady because Chitterelli clearly tried, he lost. I mean, but what I see in Spady is different than what I see in Chitterelli. And I see Spady as somebody that's serious, was a Marine. I've heard him on his radio show a lot, talking different things. And yes, the people change their mind on different things sometimes? Yes, they do. It happens. So same thing with Jack Cigarelli. He changed his mind on a few things, but who's sincere about it? We don't know. But when I see Spadia, I see a little bit difference in there. It makes me want to vote for him.
How do you think these guys stand for Trump?
Well, it seems like everyone's jumping on the Trump train, whether they're for Trump or not. I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Come on, get real.
Well, I'll tell you this, brother. So, when I'm looking at this, I think we need all new blood in politics. Okay, 100% across the board. I don't want career politicians anymore because, look, they've been in it, especially the way things have been. It's a uniparty, right? I mean,
Amen.
And we need to get away from that. So, I mean, look, if Jack Cigarelli wins, I'll go ahead and I'll right there with him because, that's where we're at. With that being said, I would much rather see somebody that has not been in politics their entire life win this governor, candidacy spot. So look, Camden County Republicans, they went ahead and voted and they're backing Spadia. So I'll be right there with them. But at the same time, man, I had a fantastic conversation with Justin Barbera yesterday. And I would be ecstatic if somehow he can pull this off.
All right. Well, great. I'm glad to hear your opinion. Let's push for the best.
Yeah, you got it. And by the way, I mean, tomorrow, I have the Jersey Shore podcast too. There's an event at 6 p.m. I'll be talking about it later in the show too. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's called MAGA in the Pines. It's at 131 Pemberton Road in Pemberton, New Jersey. It's at Bud's KNP Farms. Supposed to be a lot of people there, and my podcast has covered it live. And I know Spadia is going to be there.
Spadia, Ed Durr.
Former Senator Ed Durr. I believe Justin's going to be there too.
I'm sure he is. I keep seeing that man everywhere. I'm telling you.
So, but they'll be there.
Is that be on your show for tomorrow or the whenever?
Yeah, we'll be live. We'll be live right there during the MAGA in the Pines rally. We'll be interviewing a bunch of people. Hey, if you stop by our table, I'll interview you. So if you want to stop by. So we'll be right there in the front of the table, and we'll get everyone's opinion.
You get me in my suit.
Yeah.
I'm eating up this suit thing, man. I was never about it.
I'm not get out too much. I got my wife in a handy.
So, all right. Well, thanks for calling in. Thanks for asking the questions. Anytime, you're welcome to call in.
All right.
And hopefully, everyone makes the right decision. We get enough people out there to vote.
Have a good day.
All right. Have a good night. Thanks for calling.
All right, bye-bye.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I could have swore that was my daughter calling it because you said we need young people because she told me before. She said, I'm calling into your show, Dad.
There you go. See, look, that's a little young. You know what I mean? I would like to see, somebody voting age, late teens, early 20s. That'd be wonderful to see them start getting involved.
Well, she broke it. Even though it was the highest rated show we had when she was in studio with me.
Mm-hmm.
When she was interviewing the Brandon that we met at the inauguration
at DC, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, she knows enough about it, obviously, because I've read and stuff like that and been involved in it for a while. But when he's like, well, how involved are you in politics? She's like, not really. And I'm like, wait, I see you're interviewing somebody about it. What are you talking about?
There you go. Just haven't realized it yet. That's all. That's all. I can't wait to see how my girls go. And look, I never had these kind of conversations with my parents as a kid, right? I mean, nobody was paying attention at that point in time. They were never involved in politics. So it's just something of life that I never really learned until, I had my own kids.
Yeah.
And that's when I started having to pay attention.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say that earlier, too. Like, when you're at a certain age, late teens, early 20s, I always thought about myself. I mean, I wasn't a selfish person, but, take anything away from anybody, but I didn't have anybody else to worry about. It was just, okay, well, what am I going to do next? What job am I going to get? What career am I going to take? How do I move up the ladder of my job? And then once you get married, have kids, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, what do I need to do for them?
Let me tell you, I have two young females in my job. One's 21, one's 24, maybe, give or take. And, seeing these young women that are actually starting to turn to Republican when you hear so much about, the young women nowadays are going towards the liberal side. I love it, man. It's very, it's very encouraging to see.
It's common sense. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, even when I have a conversation with people that are Democrat or voted Democrat their entire life, and people that are actually willing to have the conversation, just go back and forth and have some questions. And then when they answer them, you're like, you sound more in line with me, like common sense issues.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, I know, but I've been a Democrat my entire life. And this doesn't mean anything. I was too.
That's it. Yeah, that's how. Listen, the MAGA party is now disaffected liberals, right? We were all Democrats once upon a time.
Yeah.
In fact, the majority of people here probably voted for Obama.
I didn't.
Well, just saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, a lot of these people did, though, right? A lot of the people, they just can't believe what the party's turning to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay over here, man. Come to this side. We got cookies.
Yeah, we're here with open arms.
That's it.
We're welcome anybody, as long as you just make sense, common sense. That's all we need.
That's it. And it's so funny because they always try to say about how violent we are and the MAGA, the far right, they're so da-da-da. It's like, wait a second, like we don't bust out in the fights. We're not about that life.
Yeah.
I always tell people, look, fighting is a young man's game, man. We're getting old now. We ain't doing that.
Yeah, they get look at people like J.D. Pritzker, governor of where is he governor of? I forget. But either way, it's somewhere. I mean, he's out there giving a speech saying we got to get out there, get in Republicans' face, get the bullhorns out, don't let them get comfortable.
They're all calling for violence.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're the violent party. Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, and he's saying that don't give them a break. Get in their faces, tell them they're not well. Same thing Maxine Waters said years ago. You tell them they're not welcome, throw them out of restaurants. It's like, what? Like, I don't want to throw anybody out of a restaurant. I don't care what your political beliefs are. It's just. It's unbelievable. And by the way, I mean, J.D. Pritzker, they probably had to airlift him up those 3 steps to the stage and reinforce it with steel girders.
Listen, as a heavyset guy, bro, I take offense. I mean, I'm just saying, stop fat shaming. All right.
Oh no, RFK got a knock on his door.
Oh my God, what did he say? He went to the governor of West Virginia. He's like, you look like you ate the guy. Oh man, that's good.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's no reason for all the hate. You got to get out there and protest. Let's burn Teslas down. Like, no.
Stop calling for violence, man. Denounce the violence. We don't need violence in this world today.
Yeah, especially, when it comes to voting. Just go vote for the person you want to vote for. You want to vote far left and you agree with that and no one can change your mind, then have at it. It's your prerogative, it's your choice, it's your right. But, I'm just trying to get some common sense into people's heads and just say, look at this side without watching the mainstream media. And how the negativity is all they spew about Trump.
All they spew is hate. Oh my God, I can't. Listen, I like to ask everybody, like, the policies that you vote for, are they pro-human or anti-human? I mean, we're human. Everything that we do should be pro-human.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't.
I mean, I don't understand why that's such a hard concept.
I don't get it. That's why I don't understand why they want to die on these hills. Why? This guy, I don't even want to say his name. Probably last time to say David Garcia, the guy that got deported. Now, I already know that he was MS-13 gang member. I already know now another thing came out that his wife filed another.
And back years prior or something, right?
Yeah, and had tapes of him saying he could kill her and no one would know and all this stuff. I mean, more and more keeps coming out about this guy, and they still keep going over to see him, ignoring their own constituents that they represent here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
and spending their money to fly out there.
Yeah. Well, the first one, Van Holland, he spent taxpayer money. And the rest of them, once he got slammed for it, then they flew out on their own dime.
Oh, okay.
But they stayed in 5-star hotel when they were over there, by the way. But why? Why not stay here? America first. Represent the people who voted in.
All the people in your districts that need help. But you would rather go 6,000 miles away, however far away it is,
Far enough.
Far enough, right? To go lobby for illegal aliens that happen to be part of a gang.
Yeah. Deemed terrorists.
Yeah. I don't know how you do that. And how do you continue to get elected by doing that? I mean, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. They keep want to go against the grain, I guess. I don't know. I just don't get it. I can't wrap my head around it. I have no idea why they keep going that route when it's an 80-20 issue, sometimes 90-10 issue. Maybe they just want to stand out. I don't know. But they'll still get elected. And we'll get into that too when I start talking about how the Democratic run cities in this country and how bad they are. But before I get to that, I don't want to forget to talk about this book right here, Bone Deep Blues. So Bone Deep Blues is ripped from today's headlines by New Jersey author Brian O'Callaghan. This book is an award-winning international bestseller that delivers action, suspense, and humor. The story follows J.D. Walker, a former Navy SEAL turned blues musician, as he confronts a human trafficking network led by a figure known as the Ice Queen. When those close to JD are taken, he finds himself in a high-stakes chess game. An auction to sell his brother's fiancée is about to take place. Brian O'Callahan, a former police detective, combines personal experiences and extensive research, weaving in his passion for blues music. Bone Deep Blues kicks off the J.D. Walker action series and tackles the pressing issue of human trafficking with well-developed characters that spring to life in this fast-paced narrative. This exhilarating book is now available in print and digital format on Amazon.com and thebigdogmedia.com. So, by the way, Brian R. O'Callahan wrote this book. He's the author. He lives in New Jersey. So you don't have to live in New Jersey to buy the book, but go out there and support him. Former detective, and it has a 4.8 out of 5-star reviews. It's a great book. It really is. So Bone Deep Blues, everybody.
All right. And while we're on the shout out portion of the show here, I just need to wish my mother, Nancy Grenler, a very happy birthday today. All right. She's down in Florida. And, we're happy birthday to you, Mama.
Hey, he almost forgot I had to remind him.
That's not true. I reminded him. That's not true.
But, yeah, no, was I on there? No, I wasn't. My mom's birthday, thank God.
It just so happened. I was like, wait a second, I can do this on the radio.
So, but one thing I want to talk about was, the poorest, dirtiest, most crime-ridden cities, and they're all run by Democrats. Now, you have Detroit, you have Baltimore, you have St. Louis, you have Memphis, New Orleans, Cleveland, Philadelphia, where I'm from, born and raised, San Bernardino, California, Stockton, California, Chicago, Illinois. Like, all these are all Democrat-run. So, and what made me think about this, I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I don't know if you know where Kensington Avenue is, or Kensington is in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I grew up in Fishtown. Fishtown and Kensington are right next to each other. But I was like 4 blocks from Kensington Avenue. It used to be, back in the day, like 35, 40 years ago, it was where you would go shopping for all your stores. You had your shoe store there, you had your grocery store there, clothing stores there. It wasn't like a Walmart or Home Depot. You had hardware stores there, like the whole strip. It was all under the L in Kensington Avenue. And I went by there the other day, and I already knew about it. I mean, Ben Shapiro did a whole.
It's like a zombie graveyard over there, right?
It really is. I mean, I played some of the clips on the podcast, but if you just Google it, or, go on YouTube and look up Kensington, Philadelphia, you'll see these clips, and they're not edited. They're real. I mean, there are people just bodies laying on the sidewalk, passed out from fentanyl. I mean,
I think it's something called Trink too. Is the new big thing that's over there, and you see these people literally are standing up straight, and then they just slouch over and over and over till they're like touching their toes, and they're frozen that way.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be standing straight up, but they won't lose their balance. They'll go all the way down to the ground with their hand on the ground. They're just stuck.
Brian, how do you allow your cities to get to this level? I just don't understand the leadership in these places.
Well, I'll tell you how. Democrat-run cities. And the reason why, I'll give you a first-hand example. When I was still living in Philadelphia is when it started to get really bad. It was always bad growing up there. There was always crime and there was drugs, but it wasn't anything like it is now. Not since the open border and the fentanyl crisis. I mean, it is unbelievable.
Well, you got to remember, it all started with the opioid crisis, right? Back when we were kids. You know what I mean? And the opioids started to get big, and they're pumping them out all over the place.
Yeah. So our mayor at the time, when I was still living in Philly, his idea to help with the drug epidemic was to have safe injection sites. So basically, they were going to open up these warehouses, taxpayer dollars, and have nursing staff inside these warehouses. So when people went and bought their drugs, their heroin or fentanyl, whatever it is, they could go to this facility, walk in, sit in a chair, get their drugs ready, shoot up.
So instead of trying to get the drugs off the streets, try to help people get their lives back in order, we just provide them with the drugs. That's what they were just doing in California too, with the booze, right? They were giving alcohol out to the homeless people. That's what homeless people need, is more alcohol.
Yeah, I know. But that's no rehab, nothing like that. It was just come here, shoot up. We'll just make sure you don't die. So if you OD, we'll hit you with Narcan, make sure you don't die, and then they go and
bring it back for round 2.
Yeah, and they want to put them in the neighborhoods. I'm like, of course we voted against it. We're like, hey, no, I'm not putting that, a couple blocks from the house, a safe injection site. I mean, because we're going to have crimes when we go up too. Because when those people get out of there and they need your drugs, want to rob somebody to try to get it. I mean, just how it is. I mean, it sucks that people get into that and they get stuck into that, and it's very hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
But you know, just
But you know, once again, is feeding their habit, enabling their habit. I mean, come on, man. Like, we got to do better.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just going to run through some stats real quick. Let's look at this. So, how long the poorest, dirtiest, and most dangerous cities have been run by Democrats? So, go by the city. Let's look at Detroit, Michigan. So, since 1962, 63 years. Now, Detroit was like huge. That was like the place to go, manufacturing jobs. I mean, Detroit was on fire back then, and then slowly declined. Now, Cleveland, Ohio, 36 years. Harvard, Connecticut, 54 years Democrat run. This is straight, no Republicans. Memphis, Tennessee, 34 years. Newark, New Jersey, Cory Booker from there. Yeah, he's a gem. 72 years, been under Democrat run. And I did a lot of jobs in Newark, North Jersey. Newark is not a great place to be. San Francisco, 61 years. LA, 24 years. Philadelphia, 73 years. Philadelphia. Chicago, Illinois, 94 years. St. Louis, Missouri, 76 years. Baltimore, 58 years. Oakland, California, 48. And I believe New Orleans, one of them, is like 150 years, somewhere in there.
Damon, what's the definition of insanity?
Yeah, definition. I was going to bring that up too. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, but it's unbelievable. And it's just in Detroit, say 1962 was the last Republican mayor. So for 63 years, Democrat rule. And then it started with the 1967 riots, auto industry collapse, and 2013 bankruptcy, all downhill. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like, and it just shows you the decline right here, right in front of me. Last time it was run by a Republican to its demise when it took over Democratic.
Can I go ahead and tell you real quick, brother? So once again, I'm big on the cabal here that rocks the cradle. I mean, do you think this is intentional?
I would say so.
I would think so as well. If you're going to continue to have the same stuff, you're watching it decline. I think it's an intentional decline.
I believe it is.
At least since the 60s, right? That's our Communist Manifesto we talk about all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's just, but the people that are there, it's like every election, they try to give them something. So you dangle a carrot right from them just to give them something free, just to get the vote all the time. And they play that game. You think people will get over it eventually, but some people are stuck there too. They grow up poor in the city, and if they're stuck, they can't get out of it. But they could still vote Republican.
Try something different.
Yeah, I always say, if your way's not working, it's time to try somebody else's way.
I mean, eventually it gets to the point where they probably don't even have Republicans running in any of these cities because they know they're not going to get elected.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. New Orleans, 150 plus years. So, I mean, that's crazy. I didn't know that, so I looked it up. But Philadelphia, 73 years, and even growing up there, I didn't know it was 73 years. But I don't know. I mean, why not vote for Republican? I mean, if I've been dealing with this and looking at Kensington Avenue, looking at what's going on there.
We need to clean this stuff up. I mean,
what's it going to hurt? I vote for, I would close my eyes,
and pick somebody off the street.
Point at somebody and go with them over voting for another career Democrat, with everything going on in these cities. So, and not every Republican's perfect. You don't know if they're going to pull it out or not. Who knows? But why not give it a shot?
But once again, it has to be a certain type of Republican, because if we're getting these career politicians, they're much of the same, right? They're all in the same vein, the uniparty, Eric Simkin loves to talk about the uniparty. It's all much of the same. We need new blood that wants to come in and actually try to fix something. And even if they fail, if they at least try to fix something, I would be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, they want to increase entitlement programs to where people rely on the government. You look at AOC.
Self-reliance. Rely on no one but yourself. People, we can do this. Start thinking positive. Try to rely on nobody but yourself, and we can make the change. Be the leader that you want to see.
So, yeah, I mean, you just need Scott Presslers in the cities. You have a hard time in there, trying to put people, but still, you need to get the message out to the city. I mean, look at Camden, New Jersey. It's a heavily Democrat. But I walked through Camden when I was from there. I talked to people. And I talked to people that were addicts, people that were homeless, living on the street. And I mean, they just say that the cops don't care. They're not allowed to arrest them. And even the one guy's like, I wish they would arrest me sometimes. That way I would get off of this stuff and I'd at least be in jail eating 3 meals a day. And he would have no
Try to
choice.
help people take their lives back.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. Instead of just entitling more and more and enabling people more and more just to be on the hook for the government, it's like the government's becoming a drug dealer.
Just for votes, they are. They don't care about American people, brother. We've been over this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they care more about, gang members from different countries and people halfway across the world than they care about American citizens.
Yeah. I know. And just look at the Biden administration and all the Tom Holland was talking about the other day that there are over 1 million people that are on like terrorist watch lists that are still in this country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're harder to find because they're the ones that they paid the extra money to come through, the border without just the regular process. Come in, turn yourself in. They'll give you a plane ticket wherever you want to go. They'll give you a cell phone. They'll give you a hotel to stay into. They'll give you free food until 90 days is up. And then you get a work permit. So they're going to pay for it. But the ones that paid the extra, the cartels that come through here undetected, they're the dangerous ones. Why did they not want to be detected if they could just walk right up? And Abrego was one of them.
No, and they caught him in a van with, transporting these people.
Yeah, I know. So, but there's over 1 million. Saying, I mean, and they're the ones that are hard to find because they're here for a reason. What's the reason? I mean, they're
to cause chaos.
Yeah,
that's what the reason is.
FBI just came out with a report that they have underground rings from Trinidad and Tobago that are murders for hire, like assassination attempts on, government officials. So hopefully that stuff doesn't happen. Hopefully they get to the bottom of it. Hopefully they get, uncover all this stuff and get these people out. But they're already putting warnings out there talking about how they're sleeper cells.
Violence is not okay, guys. It is not okay. It is not okay to condone violence. We need to flip the script on this.
So, no, we definitely do. But, I don't know, you just can't, I'm not saying you can't rely on people, but you just have to get the message out, and you have to just keep pushing harder and harder. I mean, you can't make people change their mind, but as long as you give them the information, and that's what we're doing here. We're just giving you the information. And if you agree or disagree, you guys can always call in, 856-696-0092. And we'll take your call and, talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I always say, if you disagree, I'd like to talk to you if you want to have a conversation because maybe you could teach me something. Maybe I could teach you something. It's all about the conversation. It's all about, that's how we move forward. But I'd like to hear from people on the other side of it. Now, I know there's people that have TDS Trump during with them, so it doesn't matter what he does. They just hate it.
Is that part of the DS5 yet?
Oh, no, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm surprised it's not.
I just heard somebody say, "Oh, Trump is deranged." I was just sitting there thinking, I think it was Pritzker. I was just sitting there thinking to myself, Trump derangement syndrome. That's a real thing, my guy.
Well, it is funny, though, how he's having fun with it. He does troll the press.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Did you catch that interview we had the other day with ABC for his 100 days?
Oh, yeah. What was that? Was it when he was talking to the guy about the MS-13 tattoos? Yeah. And he's like, listen.
He got it wrong. He said it, he was trying to say it has MS-13 on his knuckles.
Yeah.
And it's actually, the leaf and the symbols.
Yeah.
But regardless, he's like, you guys are the worst.
Yeah. He's like, and I picked you because honestly, I didn't know you. That's true. So, but then he comes out with the Trump 2028 hats.
Yes.
Like on purpose. I mean, and they go crazy. Oh, look, he's a dictator. No, he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
It could be Eric Trump.
He just ruffled your feathers. Yeah,
I mean, it could be Eric Trump or it could be whatever. He's allowed to print whatever hats that he wants, but he did
his Barron.
Yeah. Well, he's
a little young.
Yeah.
He's a little young. Look, he's going to change the game so Barron can take over. I mean, you never know.
But it's just funny how they eat it. They're like a bunch of pigeons in the city where you throw crumbs over. Like,
Barron's like 6'8", bro. He's a monster.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Like Scott Preston. I think Scott Preston.
Oh my God, he was tall, bro. He's so tall.
Like an avatar.
Yes.
So especially compared to me.
Me and Jack, we got a picture taken with Scott. It's up on votejackandpete.com. You want to go check it out.
So, but yeah, man, I just love how Trump does troll. We have fun with that. As long as they're going to keep acting that way, why not?
Yeah.
But just report the news as it is. I mean, just say you don't have to be biased. I mean, obviously on this show, we're biased because we're Republican in some way, but I will report the news. I mean, I even said with Trump, like, okay, well, I'm a little worried about this tariff policy. And I mean, I don't regret voting for him. I mean, I think like almost 90% of the people that voted for him still
Listen, I have issues with his, AI and mRNA vaccines that he was talking about when he first came out with his plan, one of his first executive orders. I mean, look, we just went nuts over the COVID vaccine. You want to bring out more mRNA vaccines? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And AI, look, I've been trying to use it a little bit lately, but, I saw Terminator. All right. I don't get down with AI like that, So, I'm trying to open up. The robots definitely don't put AI in the robots.
Yeah, well, it's probably going to be coming, man. I don't know how they're going to control that. Is it? I mean, when you look at all these old movies, too,
keep us off Skynet, man. That's all I know.
Yeah, if they came out as a chat GPT, they called it Skynet, I'd be like, oh, wait a minute.
Listen, did you see what some of these robots are doing? They got them out there breakdancing.
Yeah, I saw
breakdancing robots. I'm good.
Years ago, I saw it at University of Penn. I was doing a job there, and they came out with this robotic dog. And it was all metal. It was a complete robot. And the dog was doing dog. I mean, it ran like a dog. It jumped like a dog.
And it has a sniper rifle tucked in its back, bro. What?
Dude, and it would roll. I mean, it was like a real dog. If they put skin on him, I wouldn't know. He was doing everything. And this is even before
Look, Boston Dynamics. Keep your eyes on Boston Dynamics. They're the ones that keep putting out these videos of these crazy advancements with these robots. And I don't want my robot mobile. You want to keep him hooked up to a treadmill or something so he's, working on the lines? Cool, I'm all right with that. A factory working robot, that's fine. You want to have it flipping burgers at McDonald's? I guess. I mean, I don't know. But putting legs on it so it walks around?
Well, and what if it figures out how to do it itself?
Well, I mean, if it's strapped up to a big metal bar, it ain't going nowhere.
Well, all it has to do is look something up on the internet itself and figure out how to get
See, there you go. Look, making it scare me all over again. All right? Yeah.
But yeah, when I asked that ChatGPT something about myself, I was like, whoa.
I gotta ask it about me now. I might have some stuff out there,
right? I mean, it even put some stuff out there that I never wrote about. You know what I mean? But it was either in one of my speeches I gave or one of the podcasts that I had. I said, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I never.
And this isn't really real AI. It's like a large language model or something. So it's just scanning the internet and going back with, topics related. Like if you get into real actual AI, like that's going to be scary stuff.
Yeah, it is. I don't know how you bound it though. How you limit it before.
But we saw Eagle Eye too, right? All these movies, bro. Anytime they put something with AI, it terrifies you. iRobot.
Well, and did you ever notice, like the older movies back in the day, like everything that was in the movies, like, oh wow, that's cool, futuristic. It's all happening now. It's like almost like people watch them when they're kids and like, I want to make that one day, and then that's what their goal is, and then they make it come to life and make it come true.
It's so funny, right? So they stopped coming up with good movie ideas lately, and all they do is make retreads of the stuff that we grew up with as kids.
Yeah.
It's like the creativity has just disappeared out of people's minds. I don't know.
Well, I can't wait till they make a movie out of this, Don't Deep Blues. So hopefully he gets it, man. It'll be a good movie, a good book. And I'd rather, Brian, I'm sorry, I'd rather watch the movie of the sequel because this took some time.
Well, look, Sound of Freedom was like one of the last, really, really good movies that get you, right? I mean, people want to go ahead and see like real stuff that's happening right now. I mean, everything they put out there is woke, nonsense that nobody really cares about.
Yeah, I know.
That's why all Hollywood is going down. Disney's going down. They keep bombing movie after movie.
Oh, yeah, I know, because it became so well. People don't want that. People want normal stuff. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, so what? It was called Snow White. She was white. I mean,
I want to relive the 80s, 90s action heroes, bro. That's what I want, all right?
Stallone, Schwarzenegger,
Wesley Snipes, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal,
Yeah.
Even had DMX in there.
That's right. Well, back to just normal. It was kind of normal in the 90s. I was a teenager, getting into my teens.
Yeah, I thought the early 2000s were slightly normal as well. It was, after they progressed too far, it just started going downhill.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I didn't start paying attention until I had my kids, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. COVID really opened my eyes. Once I saw what they're teaching in schools, I'm like, oh, what did you
see? My girls were still young when they were doing this school, when all that was coming out. So I still wasn't paying attention to it. It wasn't until I got up here that I really started to open my eyes onto what the world, is going on right now.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, things are going in the right direction. I mean, not everything's going to be perfect.
We're coming back. We're making a resurgence.
Yeah, as long as everyone keeps their head focused and just focused on America First policies and focused on family first policies, and people, so and you got to start looking at that. Maybe having a family. A lot of people,
Family and small communities, man. That's really the way forward. I think.
yeah. I mean, it's the way it used to be. I grew up in a tight neighborhood. Everyone knew each other.
Everybody was looking out for one another.
Yeah, if there was a problem, I'd get a call from my mom first, and then I couldn't lie because Miss So-and-so, whoever it was, called my mom, and she was like, no, Mom, I swear it wasn't me. She's like, she wouldn't lie. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, where was she? How'd she see me?
You got the binoculars out, looking out the window? What's going on here?
All right, looks like we have a caller. Hi, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Dad.
Oh, I figured it was you.
Hi, Gianna.
Are you
up earlier? But I have to call in quick because I heard there was another caller going to call him. So, yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the show, too. So, make sure you practice hard. I know you're at lacrosse practice.
Huh?
You're at lacrosse practice then, aren't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you had it was last night. Okay, I thought it was every night.
Come on, Dad. What are we doing here?
Well, you told me you had lacrosse practice. That's what I'm sticking with it. Sticking with it. You said it. So, all right, Gianna. Thanks for calling in. Number one fan. Hey, you're still the number one show with me. Pete still hasn't surpassed that yet.
Yeah, come on, guys. I need more likes and shares. What are we doing here? Can't get beat by an 11-year-old girl. So, all right, Gianna. Thanks for calling in. I'll see you when I get home.
Love you.
Love you too, sweetie.
All right, bye, Gianna.
Bye.
So my girls are going to start calling in the show at some point in time.
Of course.
I'm just waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, we'll turn it into a family show.
That's it.
Start reading books.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we could find some good quality entertainment to read, How about Bentkey? You guys...
Bentkey, yeah. I
got Bentkey, Daily Wires Bentkey. That one's really good. Angel Studios is really good.
Mm-hmm.
The Tuttle Twins. What?
I don't know that one.
Oh, bro, you need to go on Angel Studios and check out the shows that they got over there because the Tuttle Twins is fantastic. My girls love to watch that, and they actually learn real lessons about things.
So, all right, I'll have to check it out. So we should do like a quiz too, like maybe I don't know, if everybody gets the right answer. So,
what? Like, are you smarter than a fifth grader? What are we talking about?
Yeah, whatever it might be. Ask some questions. Somebody calls and gets the right answer, and then what we'll do is Norm volunteered to go over your house and wash your car.
That's perfect, Norm. You got it.
He's coming back in. I thought I'd catch him before he leaves.
That's all right.
But yeah, man, no, it's great having kids, and we're talking about getting having a family and stuff like that. That's the most important thing. And if you look at the population drop in the United States, it is. And when you're only worried about yourself, and that's it, and you're stuck just on yourself and yourself only, then that's how you get these far left ideologies.
Absolutely,
because you don't care about it.
One of the best thing is having a family. Like that's one of the most rewarding things. No one will ever love you as much as your small children when you come walking in the door.
Yeah,
not your dog, not your cat,
not even my wife,
not even your wife. Your kids. Those are the ones.
Yeah, and because when you have children, then you're invested in the future.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then most likely you're not.
Yeah.
That you have nothing.
And then you look for something else to be invested in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because that's the way it used to be too back in the day. Instead of all these entitlement programs with welfare and stuff like that, and we're always going to have them. I mean, people are going to need it, and does it get abused here and there? Of course it does, but it's always going to be there. But like way back in the day when you had like a church community or something like that, or a smaller community, and everyone knew you, if you fell in hard times, say you had, a woman was widowed, her husband passed away, she couldn't afford the funeral. Then the neighborhood people in the community, people in the church, they would help out because they knew each other. They knew they weren't ripping it off. It wasn't like a GoFundMe on Facebook or what's the other one out there? What's just like a GoFundMe, but where you're funding lawyers for assassins like Luigi Mangione, who comes from a rich family and raising millions of dollars from, you know what I mean? It's like, other people could use that.
Listen, all right, they have to have emergency assistance. I mean, people will always have hard times. I'm not against emergency assistance in the slightest. When I was down in Florida, right, and I had just moved down there, I was going to school full time, nursing school. I'm trying to go ahead and just get some insurance, some food stamps, something, right? I mean, I couldn't necessarily find a job out there. Oh, well, since you're going full-time school, you have to find a part-time job. Well, if I could find a part-time job, I wouldn't really need the assistance right now. I'm about to pay back into the system. I mean, can I just please get a little bit of assistance right now in the meantime? But then you look at some of these blue states, you don't even have to do anything. I'll go ahead and give you all types of different assistance. So, I mean, there's got to be a balance between the two.
Yeah, it does. But we're coming up on the hour here. So, I just want to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's called MAGA in the Pines. Bill Spady will be there for a rally. Former Senator Ed Durham will be there as well. There's going to be a lot of candidates. I believe Pete and one of them going to be there.
I believe I'm going to be there. I think it's coming together for me.
But there's a lot of people that's going to be there. And Jersey Shore Podcast will be covering it all from the beginning to the end. We'll be live. You can catch it on Rumble. My X page will be on too. That's at Damon Galdo NJ. It'll be on my Facebook page, Damon Galdo. It'll be and if you go on Rumble or YouTube or anything like that, it'll be under America's Pulse Network. That's our network that our podcasts are under. We have Alexander Levine live. You have, with Alexander Levine, see their own little Peter Ducey down there in Washington. We have White House press passes for our network. And then we have Seth with the Conservative Corner, and we're starting a new show on Wednesdays. It's going to be called The Pulse.
All right. So, I can't wait to get on there.
Yeah. So we had our little driver on to get everybody, because everyone lives in different states. So that'll be launching not this Wednesday coming, the following Wednesday is when we're going to have our first live broadcast.
All right.
So yeah, we're getting busy, and tomorrow we're going to be covering the whole thing fully. It's going to be pretty big.
We better tell DW to bring some batteries.
Oh yeah, we got power. We got a whole setup. We're good to go. Shouldn't go off without a hit ball.
Yeah.
If you're listening,
let's knock on wood for that one.
Yeah. Make sure there's sound. But no, it's going to be great. And then again with the podcast, I'm still going to have the Jersey Shore podcast every Monday night, 8 p.m. Same channels you can catch it on. Then the Pulse will be on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Same channels. Then also Thursday nights here, 92.1, Pete and I, in Jersey Shore Radio every Thursday, 5 to 6. And then Fridays, I'm going to be changing up a little bit because it's a lot of days in the week. I'm going to be using this show on my Friday podcast for the hour, and then probably just come on from home and just do a little bit from home, and maybe an extra half hour bit on Friday. So I don't have to leave and go to the studio because
I believe we do have one more episode coming on next Friday, though, right?
Oh, yes, we do. We're going to have, you want to introduce him? Come on.
Well, I know Blake from the Young Republicans Club in Belmar. He's now going to go ahead and be, I believe, the head of the Young Republican Club for Camden County as well. So he'd like to make that announcement on the show.
Sweet.
And Blake, I'm sorry, brother, your last name, I can't pronounce that right now. All right, so we'll get you on here. You can go ahead and pronounce it all by yourself.
So
you got too many vowels, not enough, or too many consonants, not enough vowels.
So. But all right, yeah. Well, so looking forward to having him on. Then also looking forward to have Byron Driscoll come on. He's running for county commissioner, along with John Salmons as well. I didn't get a chance to speak to John yet, but Byron I did. But yeah, so we have 1 minute left. So listen, if you can make it tomorrow, 131 Pemberton Road, Pemberton, New Jersey. It's at Bud's KMP Farms. And it's MAGA at the Pines tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. A lot of people there. Jersey Shore Podcast will be there. You'll see our tables, our banners will be live the entire time. If you want to come by, stop by for a small interview and get on with us, for a few minutes, no problem. Anybody can. So we're looking to get the candidates on as well, see their speeches, have everything go live all at once.
All right. And then just remember, you can check me out at Peter Sykes over on Facebook and votejackandpete.com. Any donations will help.
Yep, we need them. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. So, as always, stay alert, stay involved, and like I say, as always, stay Jersey Shore.
All right, everybody, have a great night. Bye-bye.
The 4th annual Life Worth Living James Big Jim Edwards Automobile and Motorcycle Show will be held at the Bridgeton Waterfront on May 3rd with a rain date of May 4th. This show is open to all rides, foreign and domestic, as well as all makes and models of motorcycles, police vehicles, and big rig trucks. Registration is 8 to 10 a.m., and participants can register online with the QR code or
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth. Welcome to America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent Alexandra Levine.
Hello everyone, this is Alexandra Levine with Alexandra Levine Live on the America's Pulse Network. You are all in with Alexandra Levine. We are still waiting for someone from the White House to come out and tell us what transpired between President Trump and Vladimir Putin on that call today. We are here live at the White House. We're waiting for White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt to come out and tell us about the updates of today, the call between President Trump and Vladimir Putin, what transpired in that call.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias. America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.